Hey, change of plans. This is no longer going to be a 2-week road trip around the North Island of New Zealand.
If you're new here, welcome to our channel. We're Heath and Alyssa, and this is Eli and Ellie. We take family road trips all over the world and share them here on YouTube. In today's video, we are continuing our North Island road trip in New Zealand, but we've had a slight hiccup that will unfortunately affect the rest of our plans here. Oh, my yolk broke. No. Of course, when I try to break a yolk on camera, break an egg on camera, I break the yolk.
You did more than break the yolk.
Okay,
That's everywhere.
I broke it and I lost some of it.
A couple days ago, we started looking at the weather for the places on the rest of our itinerary. I did have almost every single day of our trip planned to loop all the way around the North Island, hit all the places that we wanted to visit last time that we didn't necessarily get to go to. And you know what they all said? Rain. Every single day for the next 10 days, which is how much time we have left on our road trip. So Heath came up with the idea that if the North Island is gonna rain everywhere for the next 10 days, we should just leave and go to the South Island. We're only 4 hours from the ferry right now.
There's an oasis, some might say, of no rain. And we found it.
And we're going!
We drove to Wellington, the southernmost city on the North Island, where you will drive onto a ferry to head south. We found a free campsite on the beach for the night, close to restaurants and a playground. In the morning, we hit rush hour, on our way to the Wellington Zoo. The kids, of course, loved it, and it was the perfect way to spend our half day in the city before we needed to queue for our ship. A ferry is the only way to get a motorhome from one island in New Zealand to the other. It's a 3-hour ride across the Cook Strait from Wellington to Picton. Booked last minute, our one-way trip cost us 436 New Zealand dollars. This was actually at a huge discount because we learned a trick from our first time in New Zealand. If you buy membership to top 10 holiday parks, you can get discounts not only to their campgrounds, which are everywhere, but also on your ferry ticket. This saved us $75 on the tickets. We're about to check in for the Inter-Islander. There's like one queue of lines, and it says the waves are moderate. Oh, good. According to the sign, sea conditions, light moderate. A minute ago, alarms started going off, and that's kind of the last thing that you want as soon as you drive your RV onto a big boat.
And they're having to like back up to fit. Oh my gosh.
No, we're not gonna make a U-turn, surely not.
Surely, look at what's happening right now.
I see that, but...
Is this where we're parking? Park? Yeah,
Okay.
Try to move. Handbrake, please.
Handbrake, yeah. All right, cool. No
Thank
U-turn for us.
goodness.
What is
I
it?
don't think she's gonna like this.
Whoa.
Oh, thank God, I was so worried. I found the viewing deck, and the views are awesome. That was an easy 3-hour ride.
Yeah, I took a nap.
I read a book. The kids happily played the entire time.
It was the best. And now we're on the South Island.
Yes!
Kind of driven down further into fall this morning.
I hadn't planned literally anything at all for the South Island. Thought there was 0 chance we'd come down here, so I'm just scouring the map, trying to figure out where all we should visit. We're gonna try to stay pretty far north and on the east coast because we don't want to get too far away from Christchurch, which is where we're gonna return the camper now. And if we get too far west, then it'll be raining.
Wilderness was really cool in allowing us to do a one-way rental on this trip, even though it was not planned. They could kind of figure it out in their fleet. The way it'll kind of end up shaking out is we have 1 week on the North Island and 1 week on the South Island. And I kind of feel like this is the style of trip that a lot of people try to do when they come over to New Zealand. So they come over for 2 weeks. That's been a lot of our friends we've talked to, and trying to make the most of it.
I feel so much more pressure trying to make my little itinerary.
No.
You're like, we will make the most of this.
Yeah, just come up with a great itinerary before we check out of this campsite at 10 a.m.
We have to be out of here by 10.
I just assume, but I can ask. I'm sure it's fine.
That's not enough time to do laundry.
It's not enough time to get our kids dressed. Let's be realistic. We move very slow. It's been over a week since we did a proper load of laundry. So that is gonna be our morning activity today. And hopefully we won't have to do them the rest of this trip. But a lot of times when we went to any type of RV park to do laundry, the clothes end up being sopping wet even after getting out of the dryer. So we're gonna go to a laundromat in Picton, take the kids to a park, and hang out in town for a couple hours. Should be a nice day. We've got clothes, dirty clothes distributed everywhere in this RV. While the kids played, Alyssa sat down to do what she does best, which is create an amazing itinerary for our unplanned trip to the South Island. Kids have had a proper play. Proper play? I feel like I've started picking up these random words since being out of the country. I've never said proper, really. The kids had a good time at the playground. We got all of our clothes washed.
Oh my gosh, I'm never gonna do laundry at a campground again because it's so much faster and easier at a laundromat if you can find parking.
Pro camping tips: don't wash your RVs. Your clothes at an RV.
Don't. It's because the dryers are crappy every single time, and then you hang it up in your camper to dry, which defeats the purpose.
Nothing like waking up in the morning to a bunch of soggy underwear hanging everywhere. It's not my idea of a good time. While we were at the playground, more importantly, Alyssa came up with a brilliant list of things to do.
One thing in this region of Marlborough, which is kind of like, think of it as like states. It's like the state of Marlborough. Marlborough wine trail. That's what we're after.
Made it to the South Island. First stop, winery. So far, not regretting our choice to come to the South Island.
You know what I realized though? The Marlborough wine trail like starts way up on the North Island and goes all the way down and then ends here. And I'm like, oh, so we could have been doing this entire drive and we just had no idea. Literally why I chose this winery. Because they had a picture of cornhole on their website and I was like, oh, that'll be good. We got kids. They love the bean bags. We were gonna play.
Allie, do you know how to play this game?
Yes.
How do you play?
What? We put a red in first, then we put a black in now.
You just make lines of different colors.
Ah,
All right, are we ready?
I didn't want you to put that there.
Are we ready to release them and start them over?
Not yet.
Alyssa and I have a theme for our life together. When all other plans fail, find the closest beach and drive directly towards it. The strategy has not failed us before, so we decided to give it another go.
It keeps going a long way down that way if you want to have like privacy. Do they have like a map or anything, or is it just kind of like park anywhere?
She was like, cool. I didn't give much instruction.
How's that feel?
Perfect.
What do you think, Ellie? Is this a cool view?
I don't think it's bad.
This feels middle of nowhere. We're the only people on this beach, and I can see this beach for miles. Very secluded.
I did feel bad for Alyssa because she'd worked so hard on our original itinerary, but I've never not seen this girl happy when sitting on a beach, so I think she's gonna be okay.
You really can't go wrong with either island.
Plus, if it wasn't for our spontaneous beach trip, Eli might not have had his sand breakthrough. Ever since we got to New Zealand, Eli has had this huge fear of standing in the sand. He just refuses. But when he saw Ellie's stick house, he finally had enough motivation and courage to put his feet in the sand.
Can we go in there? Can you walk in there? Do you need Daddy's help? He doesn't want to go by.
You can walk.
Eli, the sand feels good to you. And don't worry to not step on the sticks. Those are very bumpy. I feel
Do it. You can do it. Come here. Come to Mama.
Eli, you can do it, buddy.
You can do it. You can do it. I'll help you. Come on. You're doing so good. You're doing so good. Oh, you're doing great. Come on. You did it.
Not sure it gets much better than this. This is where we're gonna camp tonight. And over there is Ellie's playhouse / maybe where she's gonna wanna ask if she can stay tonight. Just getting ready to go outside and enjoy a glass of wine that we picked up earlier at this beautiful sunset, and I heard some water running, and it wasn't the beach water, but I opened the bathroom door and the sink was just running like almost full blast, and I checked and pretty much our gray tank is completely full and our fresh is completely empty.
Are you kidding me right now?
We've been having this conversation with Ellie this week, but yeah. Here's our gray.
You took her to the bathroom right before you walked to the beach. Kidding me.
Like, we have no water and our gray is full.
It was still running though?
It was still going full blast.
Well,
Eli.
well, Heath went off to fill up some water bottles if he can find some good drinking water. But this isn't a full holiday park, so I don't know what kind of services they're gonna have. And the cafe just closed, where he did actually buy some sparkling water, but it's already almost gone. Unfortunately, all the meals I planned for this week are pasta. All need water. Probably gonna want to save our little bit left for the toilet and hands.
Eli, not ready to try yet.
Kids blissfully unaware. They don't care. What are you doing?
What's ready to try?
You're trying to drive? Are you gonna drive it, Eli? Show me.
We're gonna drive to National Park.
We're gonna drive to a national park?
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
We're driving to a zoo first.
Oh, to the zoo first. Well, that's a good juxtaposition of wildlife.
I was walking around the front of the campground to see if they had a fresh water fill or anything like that, and I was kind of looking in the bathroom, just weighing the pros and cons of just filling it up in the bathroom sink, which I know is not ideal. And a nice Kiwi couple gave me a 2-liter bottle of water. Offered to pay, just said no, but little things like that on the road make my heart so happy. We're in the middle of nowhere and everything's closed, and we weren't gonna have water tonight, so now we do. Thank you. I'm reading this right. Yeah, that's our fresh and our other one.
I mean, truly amazing water pressure. Ran it out pretty fast.
It ran it out real fast. Look at this morning view that we're gonna get to wake up to tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Look at that.
You know, part of me is like, it's gonna be so dark, we should just leave the blinds open so you can really get it.
I think we should open the window so we could just hear the waves crashing all night.
That's a great idea. I'll do that
Yeah.
now. Oh wow. This is...
New Zealand beachfront camping at its finest. I really can't believe that happened. I mean, I 100% can believe it happened, but it's a bummer that it happened. Hey guys, what are we doing for dinner tonight?
We had enough water for a pot of pasta. So we're kind of doing like Alfredo zucchini.
Will we have enough for coffee is the real question. Doesn't really matter,
I mean,
we're at a cafe.
It was flowing. Steady.
Yeah. This looks amazing. Thanks, babe. Not bad
I
for
don't need
an
no
RV
water.
with no water, or very little water.
Just enough water to make some cheesy pasta. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Craving some good Parmesan cheese.
It's one of the fancier looking meals we cook in the RV. I mean, it's just pasta.
Man, there's like literally, we have no spices. There's like no spices in this.
It looks amazing. Thank you.
Hopefully it tastes good.